So, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the world of an animal shelter. And no, this isn't just about the cute, fluffy side of things. We're going to get a real, unfiltered look at the emotional and, frankly, exhausting reality of animal rescue, told straight from the people who live it every single day.
You might wonder, what's it really like? Well, to get that, you have to start right at the front door. Because that door, it's constantly swinging open, bringing in new faces and with them, some pretty tough stories. And when an animal comes through that door, it's usually for one of two reasons. Either they're lost, scared, and just waiting for their family to find them, or they're being surrendered, which is just a heartbreaking choice for an owner who feels like they have no other options. And you can just feel the difference in these two calls, can't you? On one side, you've got the pure panic of someone whose dog is missing. And on the other, the quiet, heavy feeling of someone giving up their dog, Aria, because city life just isn't working for her.
And listen to this reason. Aria is not being given up because she's a bad dog. She has intense separation anxiety. We're talking chewing through doors, trying to climb out windows. It's a really serious issue that her owner just doesn't know how to handle.
And get this, surrendering a pet isn't free. That €150 fee, it's not a penalty. It's actually to cover all the essential stuff that often hasn't been done yet, like getting the animal microchipped, vaccinated, and sterilized, before they can even think about finding them a new home. So, with this constant revolving door of animals coming in, what does that actually mean for life inside the shelter? Well, as you can probably guess, the work is it's relentless. The pressure is on, 24/7. This is the reality. The phone rings, and it's the pound. And they need to send over more animals. 3 dogs, 3 kittens. It just never stops. Every single call like this puts more and more strain on a place that's already stretched thin. And here's the result of all those calls. 85 dogs are already living at the shelter. And that's not just a statistic, right? That's a building that's basically at full capacity. Every kennel that gets filled means there's one less spot for the next animal that needs help. And the daily grind? Oh man, it is a marathon. It's so much more than just feeding and walking. You're talking about giving out medications, endless cleaning, and even specialized treatments like inhalation therapy for cats who have trouble breathing, all while that phone is just ringing off the hook. But, and this is a really important but, in the middle of all that chaos, you find these absolutely incredible stories of hope. You see animals who show up completely broken, physically and emotionally, and you get to watch them start this amazing journey back to health. Let me introduce you to Toucan. This guy arrived at the shelter with a really bad leg injury. His story is just this perfect example of an animal's incredible will to live and a staff's dedication to making it happen. Now, his recovery was anything but simple. First, they had to make the tough call to amputate his leg. Then came weeks and weeks of physical therapy. We're talking massage to help him adjust, and, maybe most importantly, training to help him build back his trust in people. And this is what his trainer said about him. Think about it. After everything he went through, the pain, the surgery, the confusion, Toucan's spirit was just unbreakable. He was actually eager to learn and to please. And that spirit, that's what keeps the staff going. So, at the end of the day, what's the whole point of all this hard work? Every single cleaned cage, every therapy session, it's all aimed at one amazing goal: adoption. It's about finding that perfect, loving, forever home for every single animal. And this right here, this is the payoff moment. You could just hear the pure joy in this new owner's voice as she talks to her new dog, Hamlet. It's not just "you're coming home with me," it's "you're going to have an amazing life." It's just beautiful. And speaking of amazing lives, Toucan's big day finally came. After all that work, all that healing, he finally gets to meet his new family. This is the win. This is why they do what they do. But it's not always that easy. His adopter points out something really important here. The fact that Toucan has 3 legs is a deal breaker for a lot of people. It's kind of sad, but people can overlook an incredible dog just because of a physical difference. Thankfully, his new family saw right past that. Okay, so we've seen the absolute joy of adoption, but we have to talk about the other side of the coin. Because a shelter is also a place of profound sorrow, and sometimes the kindest, most loving thing you can do is to let go. And that brings us to something called palliative care. Basically, when an animal has a terminal illness, the goal isn't to cure them anymore. The goal is to make sure their last days are as comfortable, dignified, and pain-free as they can possibly be. And that was the situation for a dog named Iron. Iron was abandoned at the shelter because he had stage 3 skin cancer. For a while, the staff was able to manage his symptoms, keep him comfortable. But then, his condition just took a nosedive. The cancer became too aggressive, and his quality of life just disappeared.
This is the impossible choice they face. It's a heartbreaking calculation. Their love for Iron meant they couldn't let him suffer. The second his life became more about pain than anything else, they knew what they had to do. And in his final moments, a staff member whispers this to him in French. C'est bientôt fini, ta misère. It means your misery is almost over. It's a sentence that's just so heavy with love and with grief. It's the last act of kindness they could give him. And that really is the whole picture. An animal shelter is a place of the highest highs and the absolute lowest lows. The staff celebrates every single adoption like they've won the lottery, and they grieve every loss like they've lost one of their own. It's this incredible, draining, beautiful cycle of love, loss, and hope.
So, from that first frantic phone call to that last gentle goodbye, every single one of these animals has a story. And I guess the question that leaves all of us with is, what part are we going to play in those stories?